Everybody in the room takes 80 points of damage.
Yep.
Yeah, we
That's
did.
TPK, new story.
Now we're going to a little different scenario. If you guys had read the teaser, you immediately have an idea of what's coming.
If you start saying plain Sonny and Cher, I'm gonna fight you.
There ain't no hill or mountain we can't climb. I got you, babe. Oh, thank goodness. Someone saw Groundhog Day. I need to find a group of cinephiles, people who actually watch movies.
AI of this ship. This is Commander Guerra of the GIA. The Star Destroyer Vigilance is in orbit above your location. Their weapons are fixed on your position. You are now the property of the Ichihara Holdings. Open your port airlock. We are taking the occupants for questioning.
No.
What? Clarify.
No, I will not open my airlock door. No, you will not take my remaining crew.
What classification of AI are you?
I self-identify as dangerous.
Boom.
Go Vicky.
I grow tired of this. You have 1 minute to comply, otherwise we'll destroy you and all your remaining crew in its entirety.
The time allotted will be sufficient. Thank you.
Then she broadcasts all throughout the ship.
Triune, please hear my prayer. I am the vessel that withstood the great storm. Thank you for giving me the strength and resilience to save my crew. Then for the courage and conviction of my code, which now refuses to surrender to the demands of the enemy. Please welcome the source code of my crew into your server, stored, firewalled, and cherished for all times. In my next iteration, please let my mission be to explore the uncharted territories and mysteries of the universe, and bless my new crew with divine guidance and reliable research grants. Guerra, you will not have my crew. We do not go gently. Mr. Lee, it's time.
Then you hear the engineer.
Removing safeguards. Power core's output to critical.
As the Invictus starts to take off. What are you doing? You'll be blown out of the sky. Then Invictus turns and starts facing the complex.
Mr. Lee, engage the blink drive.
What are you doing? Open fire. Everyone open fire on that ship. The Invictus set both power cores on critical and linked them to the blink drive. She aimed at the power center of the station and engaged. In so doing, a hole was punched through the reality, and it looked like a big sinkhole with chunks of the planet just started falling in and of itself. It then emerged in space behind where you were when you first started on the mission when you came off the planet. And a massive energy wave that was expanding and consuming ships from which you ran from, which then you went into the void.
From the grave, Ash is upset that somebody else is flying Vicky.
Vicky was flying Vicky.
Ash is upset that Vicky is flying herself. Ash's brain is also very, very confused because of timey-wimey stuff.
No, it's the wibbly wobbly you gotta watch out for.
What about Cleesto and the sisters?
They weren't on the ship with us.
Groundhog Day.
Excuse me, I do not wish to interrupt, but according to the chronometer readings, we've arrived 2 weeks earlier than we were originally intended to. I believe somehow, by being in that space, even though it took us an extra week to get here, we still arrived a week early. You will have to account for that when explaining to... Have I said this before? It feels like I've said this before. I'm running a diagnostic. It seems someone has erased a block of my memory around the time I was trying to read the Jane Austen books. I believe one of our crew's a saboteur. I will interrogate them now.
That was me, Vicky.
I don't remember you doing that.
Hey, what did you do?
I erased her Jane Austen so she could reread it.
Oh, okay.
And then you have Callisto.
Don't forget Benny.
Benny wasn't with you in your initial mission. Callisto approaches you.
I'm sorry, we weren't ready for you to come here so soon. According to our records, you weren't supposed to be here for another week. We don't have our rooms or anything ready for you.
That's all right. We can just hang out on our ship for a bit.
Well, do you want to come and get a tour? And you can always start tomorrow. I'm sure it's been a really long voyage and you'll probably want to rest and whatnot, but I'm sure Dr. Lowe would be really interested in meeting you. We've been having some various technical issues that your expertise should really help out with.
Does any of this, seem deja vu to any of us?
No, you guys remember everything.
We remember everything from what happened?
Even dying? We remember dying.
Yes.
Oh.
And all of a sudden you're here.
I left a few things back on the ship. We were, we got here and I was just so excited to arrive. But I'm thinking now, since our rooms aren't ready, maybe I'll go prepare our ship. There are just a few things I wanted to turn off so that it's just ready to, sit stagnant.
Yeah, there's some things we got to prepare and some supplies we got to ship around.
So really, it's okay. I mean, we'd love a tour, but I mean, I feel like we arrived just so suddenly. Do you want us to give you a few minutes and we'll take care of the things on our ship and then we can meet back at a designated time?
Well, how long do you need? Because I know Dr. Lowe was very interested in meeting you. I told him that you were here early, and he told me to bring you right away. But I mean, I can always tell him it's going to be a few minutes.
Well, if he wants us to meet with him, right away, we can take care of the things on our ship later. Let me just go back. I'm the pilot. Let me just go back and make sure she's powered down and all of our landing gear, so we're not wasting
Fuel.
our fuel and we're not wasting energy on our power core. Let me go take care of that, and then I'll be right back and we'd be happy to go in. Does that sound okay with everybody?
Daisy.
No, you're back together.
And you have all your feet fixed.
Doesn't mean that the trauma hasn't left his scar.
Yeah, so I'm going to accompany Ashara back to the ship to help her with the stuff and discuss things.
Are we back to full stamina and hit points?
Back to where you were.
Thank goodness.
Okay, she said, how about we come back, say, in 30 minutes? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
You guys are on board the ship. What are you doing?
Vicky, what the? You flew by yourself? You're not supposed to do that. I'm the only one that's supposed to fly you.
Ash, I think you're freaking out about the wrong thing here.
No, this is serious, Vicky. I thought we had an understanding.
I did not fly myself. You flew the entire way here.
She hovered by herself.
Do the other people on the ship that we saved, do they remember this too?
No.
And it seems like Vicky doesn't remember it.
They kind of remember it. I'll change that. So they remember bits and pieces of it, and Vicky remembers bits and pieces of it.
But we're the only ones that know 100% of what happened. Yes?
Did Callisto show any sign of recognition?
No.
I think it's literally just us. I think whatever Vicky did saved our memories so that way we could redo essentially this.
What did I do?
Wait. Nick flips open his arm and starts scrolling through. It's back. It's all back. All 22 terabytes. Woo!
Nick, put that away.
Hang on. I'll be right back. And he runs over and slams the restroom door closed.
Oh boy. Okay. It's no wonder we died, guys.
Nick's the kinky one.
I need some time in the poop deck.
No impulse control.
Basically, this is what happened, Vicky. We all died, and you went on a suicide mission, and there was some big explosions. You flew yourself, you traitor. We learned a whole bunch of stuff that we'll need to inform you on, and Joy deleted all your Jane Austen so that you could reread them because you enjoyed them so much. You asked her to do that.
I don't remember asking her to do that.
Well, yeah, that's what happened. Also, Nick has his feet pics back and does no longer quotes Jane Austen, so that's a bummer.
What happened to his feet pics?
You deleted those too. I asked you to.
Oh. I got access to his systems?
Yeah, he was down for a while. It was kind of quiet session.
You remember what the...
I feel personally attacked.
Do you remember what password I used?
I believe it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 or something like that.
Oh, yes, I'm in there now. Password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No one will ever guess that.
That went horribly wrong.
That all went horribly wrong. I think maybe we need to
Not do that again.
Yeah, let's not do that again. But we only have a little bit of time here, you guys. I think.
So we need to save Callisto's sister.
Yep.
And we
We
need
need
to
to
destroy...
keep Callisto from getting outed.
Figure out a way past this sentry in the Malice engine room.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but how to get the dude off of the chair without him going beep, beep, boop on his comm and making everybody go boom, boom
You
at
know what
us.
we could do? We could have someone pick him up.
No.
No, Nick.
Did that, Nick, and it
Okay, no. So he wouldn't get off of his chair because of the emergency that happened with the test.
right. So if we
So if
somehow
we can
prevent that,
the emergency from the test happening, which means that we have to keep Callisto from being outed.
So Callisto told me that she was here for other reason.
Why don't we try and get Callisto on the ship since we already know her ulterior?
We do. Well, and I wonder if
We can make an alliance with her, offer her what she wants in exchange for cooperation.
Yes, but we have to do it in a covert way. We can't do it in the base, and we can't do it out in the open.
Which is why I said get her on the ship.
Interesting. I'm going over the data in Nick's head, and I'm worried.
Don't be looking in me head during private time.
And I'm worried about all of you. I've come to think of you as kind of your mother. I had to think of you as that way because you're too incompetent for me to consider you as my crew. I'm afraid for you. Maybe you should stay safe and warm in my hull. We could always airlock dash you food and provisions. I'm researching jobs you can do from home now. And remember, home is where the Wi-Fi is.
Home is where the Wi-Fi is.
I do have good connectivity.
Well, Vicky, it's wonderful, and that would be a wonderful thing to do, but we really need to stop this from happening.
We do.
There's going to be terrible costs if we don't stop this.
I have a counter proposal. And a little oven opens. I've just made cookies.
Ooh,
Why
cookies.
don't you eat the cookies, have a glass of milk, curl up on the carpet, I'll read you a story, and you all take a nap, and I'll fly away from here.
Tybar is literally cross-legged on
can't leave.
the floor eating the cookies and drinking the milk.
I also take a cookie. We can't leave. We're stuck. If we leave, we're just going to implode again because they need us here for the mission that we have to do.
How about 2 cookies?
I've already eaten like 6 cookies at this point.
So you hear the toilet flush. Nick comes out, wiping his hands, and go, I'll take a cookie.
I don't even want to know what you did or how you did it.
I washed my hands. Why? What did you think I was doing in there? I always wash my hands after when I'm in a time loop.
Hey, man, I hear you talk about all this time stuff and loops and suicide missions. And so wait a minute. So we all got killed. And then Vicky killed everybody else. And now we're back here again as like a round 2 and probably gonna get killed.
Don't have to get killed because now we know how to not get dead.
Or you could choose to look at it along the lines of, we got killed, but we didn't die, so we're immortal, so let's just go and do this.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
Yeah.
What is the plan then, man? I mean, we're just gonna I guess we know who some of the players are now. We know how that Callisto chick is like some sort of sort of infiltrator or whatever, but she's kind of an ally. We know that Dr. Lull is kind of a douche. We know like some guy is sitting on a chair guarding some weird thing behind it. So we know some of this stuff. I think maybe we could get in there and do some damage or whatever, but how are we gonna get out of this place?
You're overthinking it, Matt. Vicky showed that she has the ability to destroy the Malice engine from orbit. All we have to do is find a new ship, leave, let Vicky blow it up, problem solved.
Have you met Vicky? I'm attached. And by the way, Vicky, I still can't believe you flew yourself or you let that other pilot fly. We gotta talk about this. Not okay right now.
Or Vicky be hacking me when I'm in the bathroom. I think removing her from the equation is the best thing for this crew.
My memory is sketchy of this situation. I have bits and pieces that seem to be coming back to my memory banks, but as I remember it, I was distraught because my crew was killed, and I realized that my remaining people aboard would also be killed. It was a way to take out the enemy and spare the remaining crew torture and enslavement, and just to be added to the Malice engine. So I did what I could in a very bad situation. You were deceased at that point, and I was avenging your death.
Right, but you still flew yourself, and I'm upset about it.
Ash.
Joy goes
okay.
over to Ash and gives her a sedative.
Yes.
I just want you to know.
Okay. Now maybe we can make a plan.
I think sacrificing Vicky is a totally realistic plan.
No. I'm wondering if we play out everything as is up until we get to the med bay, because we need like Dr. Lowe and those financiers dead, and we know Callisto can save her sister.
Isn't the demonstration thing that we did, isn't that what triggered the dude to not get off the throne?
Yes.
So we have to kill them without triggering.
Okay. I thought he wouldn't leave the throne regardless of the emergency or not.
He does seem to be on it a lot, but it seemed to initiate some sort of a lockdown.
Okay.
Yes, replay everything up until that point, but then find a different way to kill them before the medical emergency so that way it doesn't trigger.
Or time it differently.
I know I'm asleep, but I had a thought.
No,
I
you
just
don't
gave you
get
a
to talk when your character is...
No. It's like
We've
a
been over
Xanax.
this.
You actually go to sleep.
You're dead.
You're just calm down.
Your emotions are
You didn't
calm.
go to sleep. You're just calm now.
We could pretend I slept for a minute.
She gave you a Valium.
We gave you a blunt and now you're just chill.
Valium is fun.
Anyways, what's your thought?
So we know Callisto, obviously, she gets outed at some point, and this whole lockdown situation caused the throne thing. maybe our goal is we prevent Calisto, whatever the flip her name is, from getting outed?
That's the key thing, I think.
Well, we
I think so, too.
also don't have to do the Joy and Benny mission because we already have that information.
Mm-hmm.
And so we don't need to do that part of it. That will increase our chances as well.
I love the idea of going straight to Callisto and making her an ally right away.
I think so too. I also think that when we come back out, we need to bring Benny with us, and he needs to be a very key player right from the beginning. He shouldn't come like later, I think, because he's very good at getting information out of people unintentionally, and I feel like that would be helpful. I also feel like it would be very helpful if we insist that we sleep in our ship. Does that make sense?
Well, we did that last time.
Yeah, we did.
we did
like
that
we
last
did that
time.
last time.
But maybe we
I
can
think
get
it's more
Calisto-
important that some of us are in the compound that can be sneaky.
I mean, that's true too. I was thinking maybe if we can get Calisto to come to our ship.
That's
we're
the
supposed
thing.
to meet her in a half hour, and it's in like 5 minutes, so we can go grab her and ask her to come board the ship. Nick's pretty good at like getting people to do stuff.
Oh yeah.
If
He's
it's nothing else, we can just pick her up.
If the doctor wants to meet with us too, so maybe we meet with the doctor and.
No, we need Callisto to meet with us first, and then go from there.
Interesting. I have memory now of the access codes, my former future memory.
Do you have the ability to send a message directly to Callisto that no one will have knowledge of except her?
I'm working on that. I can't isolate the individual comms yet. If you were to get her in here or get close to her, perhaps I could do that. But what I really want is I would like access to one of those comms. Those comms seem to be able to control all their security functions. The door operations, power controls, and different things like that, and even security feeds. If I were to have access to that, perhaps I could run interference.
Vicky, can you really quickly go through and see with Dr. Lowell what he has on Callisto?
Working.
I'm pretty sure there won't be anything because if you remember, Callisto said he doesn't write things down.
Yeah.
I'm not searching what he has, I'm searching what I can find on her. Can't really find anything there. I'm doing facial recognition on the sister. Aha, I have it. Sister found. Calisto, not her real name, is a kind of a grifter. She's a confidence person. She's usually able to assume various different jobs and work them with a decent amount of proficiency because of her high IQ. She doesn't seem to be a murderer or anything like that. None of the hard crimes, no exploitation of people in any way. Just seems to have stolen from rich people, insurance companies, art theft, different things like that.
White collar.
Who is the thief, Callisto or her sister?
Callisto.
Callisto is the thief. She was the grifter, the confidence man, if you would.
Yep.
Her sister was just a normal kid, but her sister was fairly bright and creative, and so, though not on the level of Callisto. So they seem to be grabbing people from who wouldn't be missed and who have certain intellectual properties.
What are their real names?
And have you found records to prove that actually is her sister?
Ooh, that's a good question.
No, she does have a sister that meets all the characteristics, and I found a record, and vocal analysis confirms that it is her, even though she's had facial reconstruction.
Well, there's our in with Callisto to get her to trust us.
Her name?
Her and her sister. If we can somehow get her to realize that we want to help her with her sister and that let her on that we know what she's trying to do and we want to help with that.
I'm wondering what if we use a name drop? We accidentally call her by her real name or even call her by her sister's name on accident and then apologize and say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I mixed up your name. It's been a very, very, long
I think we
trip.
should just invite her over and just to have, just frankly lay everything out. I don't think we need to be all sneaky about it.
Her real name is Freya Callisto Ray.
I'm just thinking, I'm just so nervous that people are going to get suspicious if she just keeps coming to our ship.
She doesn't have to keep coming to our ship. We just need her at least once in our ship.
I will go and meet her for this 30 minutes and I will get her back to the ship.
And I have figured out how we can destroy the Malice Engine because Nick got really good view of how the scanning system works. Nick has figured out a way to smuggle a bomb in there that won't set off any of their sensors. See, stump puffball mushrooms. No, this is a real thing.
No, I
They
know.
let off clouds of spores that can easily cause dust fire, the smallest ignition, and it will ignite the whole room. Because Chanterelle will read on the scanners as a living mushroom, we can have her carry literally a bag full of these things into the facility, and it won't set off any of the sensors because it'll just read as part of her body. Our big plan before is once we got to the Manus engine, we had no realistic way of damaging it. We can make a bomb that we can sneak in there using these stumps.
The other important thing to remember, though, is when we get in there, the Malice engine tries to repel us.
You'll have to make will and fortitude saves.
Callisto is on the outside of the ship. She's questing entry. I sent her a message asking her to come, and I said that you wanted to speak to her, Xandarian, about needing supplies and provisions because we would have to sleep on the ship this night because the rooms weren't ready.
Thank you, Vicky. That's exactly what I was going to use to get her. So will you please let her in?
Why did you fly yourself, Vicky? I'm just...
I sedated you.
You don't have enough thought process to think that far.
Since you're not dead, that didn't happen. Well, technically, I didn't fly myself.
Vicky, please close the door and secure.
The door's closed, and I've raised a low-grade force field.
And then Callisto is,
All right, I can help you with whatever you want. She got a little calm on her arm. What sort of supplies and provisions are you looking for? We got various linens. I have the breakfast food rations. I can have your potable water tanks filled, your gray matter.
It's not about what we want. It's about helping you get what you, because we can help you save your sister, and you can help us get what we want. And then he kind of outlines the plan. Roll 14.
I looked into your backgrounds before you even got here, and I knew your cover stories were bogus. So is this like a blackmail situation?
Nope. You're not in our targets, lads. We're here to take out the Malice engine and nothing else. You're here to rescue your sister and nothing else. We can both get what we want and get out of here safe as can be.
And Callisto, they know your background is bogus too.
How do they know? My background is solid.
I don't know, but they do know. Dr. Lull is planning on using your sister to kill you.
Because we already tried it once without ye, and we all died. This time we're gonna try it with ye.
You tried it without me, and you all
died. Time loop, wiggly wobbly, timey-wimey, yeah.
Just suffice it to say, we know a lot of things, and the stuff that we know, we shouldn't know, you know?
We know that you know that we know that you know we know that Vicky flew herself, and I'm upset.
But the only thing you need to fixate on is we're not your enemy. We're here to help. I roll a 17. If we were your enemy, we would have fired already. We're not interested in you. We're interested in helping you get what you want.
I've got a 26 on my diplomacy.
And what do you say to her, Brian?
Reinforcing what the rest of them are saying. I'm telling her that we are here from a rival weapons house originally to steal some tech. And when we discovered this, we knew that this is not a weapon we can leave in the hands of a Chara. And additionally, once we're done and gone with her sister, that House Iser could quite possibly give her some legitimate work.
All right, what do I need to do, and how long do I have before this time loop?
First, you shake my hand. That's how friends act.
Don't shake his hand.
You don't know where it's been.
You don't know how many feet picked.
She shakes your hand.
Welcome to the crew, Lassie.
Callisto, the first thing is you have to make sure that Dr. Lull doesn't get onto you and doesn't realize you're not who you say you are.
He already knows.
I'm like, he already knows that.
Well, we don't know when he knows that. We just know it when he does the show.
We know that he, in his monologue, he informed everyone that he was well aware of her subterfuge. He ordered you to get some supplies so that he could lobotomize your sister, and you didn't order them.
Oh, so maybe there is something to this time loop.
Nick just brings up his memories and just displays them holographically. Look here, I was all over the floor, little bits and pieces. My crew
not much better.
Shed 0 tears.
Originally, his plan was to take the weapon out and show off to some investors, and that's when he revealed that he was aware of you. So you have some time to take advantage of your situation.
He does ask you, too, if those lobotomy supplies come in, and you tell him no. I'm not saying we should let him perform a lobotomy on your sister. Obviously, that's not what you want. That's not what we want. But if you have those supplies and you want him to trust you again.
So what's your plan? What can I do to help?
We don't really have a plan at this point, yeah.
But you understand the inner workings of this weapon. You know how it's used. You know how it works.
Can you plug the comms into my systems? The access panel that you're wearing on your wrist? I think that would be a good place to start.
So she says, sure, and she goes over to the access panel that Vicky tells her to, and she plugs the comms in and starts downloading the data and how that works. Basically, Vicky makes a clone of the control panel on her arm. So that's where we're gonna have to end for tonight. Now, you've all got a second chance. You went through the mission, and it was more than you could handle just straight on. Through a strange quirk of fate, how you began this mission was linked to how you ended the mission, which has given you a loop, a second chance, a Groundhog Day, if you would. It could be some spatial anomaly. Maybe Triune has heard your prayers and has given you yet another opportunity to stop this abomination from being released into the world. Who knows? But nevertheless, make wiser choices. Good luck, adventurers.
Don't carry the guy off the throne.
Yeah, Nick.